Morning, everyone. Welcome back. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Ready for an exciting week of trading. Looks like we already have a pretty decent range so far this morning. And I already checked. There isn't any high impact or medium impact news today. Uh, Let me take that back. I stand corrected. I think I'm remembering last week. So there was already high impact news this morning at 8:30. We had core retail sales announced. We're forecast of 0.5%, and they came in actually at 1.1, so much higher than what was forecasted, which I could think would signify a stronger economy. Empire State Manufacturing Index. So the state of New York, there's some manufacturers that they survey, and they get sort of a feeler from them as to what their orders are like or how they're projecting the future. And it looks like they have become a bit more pessimistic than the forecast would indicate. So I'm sure that's going to have a negative impact on the economy, at least the way they view in the dollar in the future. And yeah, retail sales similar to core retail sales, much better than forecast. So that's probably going to have a mixed bag as far as how the dollar's going to react. So we'll have to pay attention to that this morning. And all right, we see the new week opening gap that was so instrumental in price action last week. Looks like we're getting ready to pass that or have already. Right at the edge there, right at the edge. So we'll see how that progresses. I already marked up the 8:30 open, which price hasn't traded back to since it was printed there. We have the New York the midnight open as well. That level has not been traded to either. Then we have the London low. London low was created during a 345 candle, not traded back to Asia low yesterday, created just after 8 o'clock. Also not traded back to the rest of the highs and lows from the different sessions have already been traded to. So I'm going to remove it off of the screen here. And we'll take a look at New York in just 30 minutes. All right, looks like ever since the opening yesterday, it's pretty much just been a bullish push. We got a bullish push from the opening bell. This is our new week opening gap for this week. Its range is from 18,151 to 18,173, so just over 20 points there. We got a small retracement to about 50% most likely, and then it's just been bullish ever since. Go over here and take a look at what the dollar is looking like. Ever since opening yesterday, it's pretty much just been in consolidation mode. It did have a bullish push at the news announcement last hour, but that swept the high from Friday. But immediately following, we got a retracement back below the fair value gap and closing there. Now we see a slight push back into the fair value gap this hour. So we'll see what the opening bell does. But we did get a sweep of last week's high and then a retracement. So I would expect there to be a failure at some point, building up into this fair value gap and then a trade lower, back possibly into the fair value gap just below. Let's see. Be nice if these 1 hour candles here just move down, which we see on each of the different indices, would basically create a market maker buy model on this side. So we take a high, we retrace, we build up, we sweep this high, we retrace back down, possibly into this fair value gap, and then ultimately we build up into here for final values, and we'll see if it goes higher or if it retraces. But the market maker model should end here if this is a market maker model. Hey, with that being said, let me put my photo back on the screen. Get back over to NQ. And let's see who we have this morning. Jay Stores, Richard, Sniper, Chuck, Robin, JR, Klaus, Pamela, HCE, Jay Stores. Good morning, everyone. J Stores, good job. You hit it in Asia session. All right. Well, the Asia session did provide more movement than. All right. We got about 5 minutes before the opening bell. 5 minutes before the opening bell here. Well, Joseph, good morning. Welcome. All right. You can see we're running up into a bearish fair value gap on the 1 hour time frame. Drop this down to the 5 minute. So this could be a retracement point for us, bringing price back down to the 8:30 open possibly. All right, here's the opening bell. Hey, Triple C, good morning. Welcome. Mhm. Yeah, we have the London low sitting below us, so that could also be a target for price this morning. Could move down to the London low. It could also be looking for a retest of the midnight open. 3 points. Good morning. All right, Molly. Good morning. Paper. All right, good job, Molly. Yeah, spread it out. Take at least 3 days. Maybe do 1,200 a day or something. All right, let's see now that we've gotten 10 minutes so far. We got big push down, and now we're slowly building back up. We've recovered a little bit more than half of the range so far. And you know what? Let's look and see what a regular trading hour gap is. All right, so regular trading hour gap is from 190 all the way up to 335. It's almost 150 points there. Did we get a 50% trade down? I think we did. Precisely. We got precisely a 50%, right down to 50%, and then it started buying back up. All right, so we'll also look for price to trade into the remainder of this area. Maybe not this morning or even this afternoon, but sometime during this week, preferably early this week. We'd like to see this entire range filled in. I mentioned earlier that just above us was a fair value gap on the 1 hour time frame. I failed to mention it's also a bearish fair value gap on a 4 hour time frame as well. Okay, Jonathan, good luck. Yeah, I got got burned here. I was looking for the bounce at 8:30, and price continued to carry on south. So I ended up losing that trade. I took two trades, and then I ended up getting into the buy here and recovering. So I'm at break even for the day so far. Oh, in the 3 minutes. All right, Jonathan. Nice and clean here. Remember, we just looked at the electronic trading hours. Oh, I'm sorry, the regular trading hour gap. The regular trading hour gap extended down to the Asia low around this 190 level. So if we do see a further push down, even sweeping the low from the opening bell, then that may be where we're going. We'll look at the London low first, midnight open next. There is a bullish fair value gap, so there's plenty of areas for price to turn around at, but the Asia low could be the target. All right, so I marked up a breaker here on the 3 minute because there is a breaker there. And then we do have the big bearish fair value gap here, making this a unicorn setup on the 3 minute. Let's see where we are on 5. All right, 5 would be the same. It's just you only have one candle. I generally like to see 2, but you can make it work with 1. Line up these macros that we have now. It's now 9:50 until 10:10. We'll have a macro. We'll see what price wants to do and what the instructions are for this one. Just make sure there's nothing happening at 10. Okay, so we've exhausted all the news events for today. All 3 is at 8:30. And I'll drop the time frame down. You see right so far, the fair value gap has been traded into right at the 50% level. Finding Ultra CEO, good morning. More news in 9 minutes. All right, let's check on that. Home build of confidence. I can see this must be a low impact news event. Okay, so FOMC member Williams is speaking, or he did speak at 8:30. That was a low impact. And we have business inventories in the housing market. Check that out. So at 10, and these are both low impact news events. So we have business inventories and the housing market index. We also have IMF meetings all day long. And then at 8 p.m. tonight, there's another FOMC member giving a speech somewhere. But all of these are expected to have low impact. So we'll see if that is true. Oh, Art, good morning. Hello, everyone. If we have any new people, any brand new subscribers, you could introduce yourself in the chat. Just let us know where you're trading from and how long you've been trading, just so we get a feel for who's in the room, and also, little icebreakers so you can start using the chat and get the most benefit from the room here. All right, so we've had a little bit more than 71% retracement already on the leg down from the opening bell. We have identified a 3-minute breaker here. And this fair value gap here is from the 5-minute. In fact, let me just reposition it to fit the time that we're looking at right now. Oh, Roberto, welcome to the channel. And 2 years, okay. Yeah, I've been doing it 1 year longer, so I've been doing it for 3 years, and futures for about 2 years as well. I started with the ICT 2022 mentorship, trading futures, so that was January of 2022. So yeah, I'm just a little bit over 2 years there. Oh, and we're in the same time zone. I'm in Arizona. So again, welcome to the channel, Roberto. Yeah, I wonder if we're gonna get kind of this sort of three drives pattern. I think I've heard ICT refer to it as a three drives pattern. Can't say for sure, but it looks like that might be setting up. You're still here. That's all that matters. Okay, you're gonna go long and add. Okay. All right, Art. Good luck. To the 15 minute. So you're gonna add at the 15 minute inside bar. Let's see what we got. 15 minutes. Okay, so you want to go long here, and then once it passes, there's a small fair value gap here. Once it gets above, up in this range, then you want to add to it. Take it above the previous high. Okay. Yep. On the 15 minute, this is the fair value gap. Looks like this. So at 325, it'll get above the fair value gap at 330. So okay. Awesome, awesome. Thanks for sharing, Art. Appreciate it. All right, it's 10 o'clock now, 10:03 to be exact. All right, the 5830 open becomes support once again, like it was over here a few minutes ago. Swap a low, but that wasn't a protected low, so it doesn't really impact much as far as market structure is concerned. It was more of there was a small fair value gap here, so price traded into it, rejected, and now it looks like it's pushing a little bit higher. Swept this low as well. The only one remaining is down at 260, which was the opening range low. All right, so I had a limit order up at the breaker here, and my TP was right around here, so it's already reached where I would have wanted price to go, so I canceled my limit order there. All right, and there's that low. So remember when I said the three drives pattern, where you get three moves up? There's a second one, there's a third one, and then there we go. Sweeping this low over here. Well, if essentially sweeping all three of them. And there's the London low. Well, close to it. All within the macro period. So here we go with price sweeping or getting close to a key level, as well as sweeping liquidity during the macro period. Trading into the fair value gap. That's part of the breaker for the unicorn setup. And there it is. So who's that who wanted to go short? Oh, that was Jonathan. Yep, good call, Jonathan. You saw the breaker on the 3 minute. All right, London Open now is taken. Back, let's get back up to the 5 minute here. Drop this out. Midnight open tested as well. Biggest day in a month. All right, well, let's build off of this, Jonathan. Whatever it is you did right this morning, whatever you were looking for, let's try to duplicate that again. And let's not wait a month to get that done. Let's see if we can't do that again this week. But great opening this morning. Good job. Way to see that breaker and believe in it and take that entry. $354, almost sniper, close to it. I just wanted an entry at 332. That's where I had my limit order set. So it was about just a hair inside of the breaker. Now we've already dropped 100 points in about 10 minutes now. Took a little while to do the three drives pattern, build up some liquidity, get several people into longs, eclipse the highs, sweeping highs, and then drop. That's what happened here. All right, there's the Asia low. So there's all the session highs and lows. I forgot at 10 o'clock we would put in the New York. Clearly the New York low has been swept because New York low would have been right here at 260, built at 935. That was swept during this candle. However, the New York high, let me go ahead and mark that up. So that's only session high or low that's remaining. Lows have been taken. If you follow the weekly candle, you know the last 2 weeks have had relative equal lows. So it wouldn't surprise me if price wants to go and sweep the lows from the last 2 weeks, which is down around 18,050. So that's another 200 points down. But if we end up selling off today and even into tomorrow, that would be an area that I would like to see price go and sweep lows if we're looking for long-term higher prices. Mm. All right, Jonathan. So you can breathe easy now, and you're in a advantageous position here with your stop at break even. Yep, Friday and Thursday lows. You're right on point there, Art. We get to Wednesday lows. That's the weekly low that I mentioned was the past 2 weeks. Or if you're looking at the daily, if you just look at the last like 10 days, you'll see it touch the same low 3 times. Once last Wednesday and then twice the week before. Yep, Sniper. And Sniper brings up a good point. We have the new week opening gap for this week. I pointed out early in the stream at 18,172 down to 18,151. So it's this lime green area. That would be the new week opening gap for this week. And anything less than that, and of course, we're going for those lows that I just talked about from the past 2 weeks. You're talking about April 11th down to March 18th. April 11th, April 10th, and then we have March 18th. But we'll pull those into focus if we get that far down. But as of right now, we have a bullish 1 hour fair value gap here. And then we have the new week opening gap below it. And right now we're sitting right on top of the midnight open. So just before closure, we got price to reject the fair value gap, trade above, and almost close at the midnight open. So let's see how this candle performs as to whether we're going to continue lower or we may have found some support here. Folks, just give me a couple minutes. I'm going to run off, get a refill of my coffee. I'll be back in probably right around 10:20, so in about 2 minutes. We trade back into the fair value gap here. Mark up this wick here and just make sure that that's not the target, just 50% of the wick. All right, so it's traded there. That was at 210, so it's already taken out the wick. Now let's look to the left and see if there's anything to see. Go to the 15-minute. Right, so we have relative equal lows here, which we did get a breakthrough, but only a slight break. Okay. Retrace back down to the midnight open. Let's just see once again, will that become support or not? Right. The price is found small area where it wants to consolidate for just a bit. So let it let it play out, see if it wants to go lower or if it's going to find a bounce here and support in this fair value gap. So we're basically trading between these two fair value gaps at the moment. So we have the bearish one at 343 and the bullish one down at 220 roughly. 4 minutes. So we just have a new candle, but it looks like it might want to break the midnight open. Just got to give it time to do so. Still 2 more minutes, a slow build on the candle progression here. All right, another retest into the fair value gap below. So far, looks like a bit more shallow than the previous candles. Bookmaps, sellers 18,350. Hesitated enter. They usually 3 to 6 points. sold off from there. Okay. All right, Sniper. Yeah, I hear a lot of people talk about Bookmap and its usefulness. I don't know, so weary about adding more to the repertoire, just because that's just going to be one more thing that I need to learn before I feel confident entering trades, and I'm trying to stay away as much as possible. I mean, I could be forced into it, like you never know. But if I can avoid it, I'm going to try to see if I can't be successful without it. It's still pushing at the midnight open. It's still becoming a barrier to price progression. All right, we see price pushing a little bit lower. All right, now as we get towards the lower quarter of the fair value gap, let's see if we make it down to the new week opening gap at 18,170, 172. Hey, Splash, good morning. The overnight gap, yeah, so the overnight gap is it's a gap that price will want to trade into. This morning, the opening bell right here traded into 50% of that. So if you look at the remainder, it's probably mostly filled in. Yeah, so the 1010 that pushed down filled in 98% of it. 99% is just 1% left, which we just took as of right now by breaking the low from 1010. So it does mean something. You're right. If we start pushing in this direction, you would look for price to fill it in, and that's what it did. All right, now we'll see if we can trade above the fair value gap now that we have swept the low from earlier during the hour. See if maybe this midnight open will support price if it's able to break through again. Anyone trade the London session? Anyone in the room this morning? Anyone was up early and caught some of that move from the London? Right, so price was not able to stay above the fair value gap, and it didn't quite make it to the midnight open either. Oh, say Art traded up. He was up all night. No wonder you're having such a good day. All right, all right. Well, I can understand if you need to break and take a nap. All right, seeing you did Asia session. Well, the Asia session normally is pretty slow with the low volume, but it looks like the Asia session yesterday led right into London with good movement. All right, Sadia, you caught the 20-point drop. Excellent. And let's break it down to the 1 minute. We're getting close to the macro. We got another 2.5 minutes or so before we get there. All right, we still have the new week opening gap just below us at 18,170. Given this bullish fair value gap is on the 1 hour, we want to see where price is at 10 o'clock. Are we down here below where this gets invalidated, or are we back inside or above to where it lasts at least another hour? Here's the macro. So we're looking, we have basically equal lows here. This looks like some sort of trend line action here. So not a lot to go off of on price action at the moment. Probably best to just be patient. Hey, Queen, good morning. Good morning, welcome. I take it you are part of that Asia session? No, it's fine. That's good. I figured you were going to have a late start this morning. Once I saw the London session was pretty good and that there was some good movement there, I figured you were part of it. Let's see if we get a sweep of that low at 18,188. See if that then propels price down into the new week opening gap at 170s. Let's get rid of this. So that was a good break. It broke, it closed below, and it broke by a good amount. So the break was at 187. It made it as far as 179. So it broke it by a lot. And here's the new week opening gap. Now we're looking for how will price react. We're in the macro. We're now hitting new week opening gap. We've swept liquidity, taken out equal lows. And now we'll see what price does next. So we have a very bullish dollar over the last, well, yes, during this hour. The dollar has swept the highs from this morning as well as the high from last week. trade into the new week opening gap now. All right, well, price is doing its sideways movement. On Friday, we forgot to do something that I like to do on a weekly basis. Um, what I like to do now is to recognize those who pass evaluations during the past week. So anyone who passed their evaluation during last week, if you could let us know so we all can congratulate you. I know there are a few of you have did let me know last week, but I wanted to make sure that we congratulated you all as a group. So if you passed your evaluation last week, let us know. Be right back. Let me just go and refill my coffee one last time. All right, we'll go back up to the 5 minute. Our macro's over. And during the macro period, all we did was sweep these equal lows, pressing into the new week opening gap, but no structure breaking or any of that activity. No breaker to trade into either. So we'll go back up to the 5 minute. You're getting a little consolidation here. So the last 3 or 4 candles just moving sideways once we traded into the new week opening gap. So we'll see where price wants to move from here. We are into the 11 o'clock hour, so we got a little bit less than an hour from our morning session. Then we'll take a break and we'll come back for an afternoon session for anyone who's new to the channel. Art, what are you asking? You're asking, do I think we're going to trade back to that level this morning or this afternoon, or like, when are you asking? So our last hour of price action has been a lot of back and forth, trading above and below previous candles. So it's just not necessarily seek and destroy, but definitely not an easy place to enter and hold a stop loss somewhere. So we'll just wait and see if price wants to actually break out of this area, or if it's just going to continue to trade in this zone until the lunch break here. All right, Satya, looks like so your bias or target is the previous day low. That makes a lot of sense. Well, Stephen, good morning. All right, well, good to have you. Well, Satya, it depends on how you do it. If you go in with a long or short tool, like do you have, if you go in with a tool like this is the long tool. Oops. Yep. Sorry. Right. So if you go in with the long tool, you can see that you have your stop loss and you have your TP already set. So whenever you activate this, it'll put your items there. But if you don't go in with a long or a short tool and you do a market execution, or you just hit the plus button and you go buy or sell, then you have to manually put in your stop loss. So you got to remember how these trades work. If you take a long, meaning you buy, in order to exit your trade, you have to sell. So if you're in a long, then you have to go in and you have to manually say, okay, I want to sell here. Oops. Sorry, let me just log in here quickly. Right. So if you're already in a long and you want to get out at the 8:30 open, then you would have to go in and say, okay, put a sell at the 8:30 open to take me out. And then if you want to put a stop loss down at the low of April 11th, then you'd have to go in and manually put, okay, I want to sell. If you make it down here, I want to get out of my trade. So that's my stop loss. And you'll see, so it says sell stop if you're in a long. So that's how you would do it manually if you're either in a market execution, um, or you enter a trade this way, just hitting sell or buy. But I would suggest using the long or short tool, because then you can set your parameters before you even enter into your trade. And then you go in and you say, all right, create a limit order. I want to get in for one contract. I want a TP of this at this level, this many ticks. I want a stop loss at this price point, this many ticks. And then you hit the execute button. No, 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 nope. I was just helping out someone who needed to know how to execute the trade. I wasn't saying buy or short, buy or sell. All right, right back to the new week opening gap. So again, we've still stayed in this area, not really traded out of it, just back and forth. I'll pay attention at 11:30, so about another 5 minutes. Price a lot of times like to do a pivot around the midpoint of the hour. So let's see if that's the case today during this 11 o'clock hour. Close above 179. Right, I think we got that. Right, let's see if price can get over these equal highs here. It's like four of them. 2, 3, 4. And that's at 18,197. Hello, I am offer. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, yeah, it did that. That's in paper trading. So when you're in paper trading, it will give you the TP and stop loss and all that stuff that you can drag around. But when you're logged into your account, when you log into your Topstep or Apex or one of those, you have to actually manually put in your TP and stop loss unless you do the limit order like I showed you. Change in state of delivery invest. 1048 candle. Oh, yep, I have that one marked up as well, Queen. If I'm not mistaken, I think it originally came from a 5-minute section. Yep. Sorry, I have it marked up on my other screen. Let me go and add it here. Now we want to see if price can break. Well, it's good that it broke through these equal highs. I want to see if price can break through this breaker, close above it, and leave behind a fair value gap. So it's a lot of things that we want, but let's see what happens. Let's see what it is actually delivered. CISD, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's ICT. ICT, for the most part, he likes to use market structure shift. Um, but a lot of people use it, change in state of delivery. Use market structure shift, I think, is closer to change in character. So some people use that. Um, like for instance, in this scenario we're looking at now, market structure shift is actually up here at 18,261. However, a change in state of delivery is the first sign of price moving in the opposite direction. The only problem with that strategy is change in state of delivery will give you a fake out more than a market structure shift would, which makes sense because you're trying to get an early advance entry with a smaller stop loss. So you do have to be aware of that. You'll get more fake outs. But if it does go in your favor, you're in at a much earlier position with a smaller stop loss. Oh, it's ICT? Okay. Queen said it is ICT term. I see, Quinn. I see why you didn't select this one and you did select this one because it has the swing high in there. And then your 5 minute breaker is actually here. So we'll mark that up later if it turns out to be something. This right here. Hmm. Let's see if this is actually a turnaround point and not just a fake out. I did mention around 11:30 we could see a pivot and price move the opposite direction since it looked like it had been wanting to do that all throughout this area. Um, but it was just slowing down, picking up liquidity, sweeping a low, going back, making a high, sweeping a low, going back, sweeping high, just continuing to do that. And now we'll see if now that it's made that pivot around 11:20, we'll see if we can break through and confirm this breaker soon. All right, we do have the dollar retracing this hour so far, so that's a good sign as far as us seeing bullish prices right now. That we are seeing that inverse relationship with the dollar. All three indices are buying up at the moment. Rose at 199. Okay. All right. All right, Art. Well, that's J Stores. Sorry. All right. Queen's waiting on a breaker entry with the fair value gap to give us the unicorn setup. So let's go down to 3 where the breaker was formed. And we do have a fair value gap just in case. Stores got the TP. Okay. Oh, you got stopped. Okay. Got it. D zone right here at 180 could bounce off of that. Should put it lower. Yeah. That's true, Queen. We are looking for that bounce or something similar to that, especially since we already had a change in state of delivery and already had a bullish price momentum with a fair value gap created, but we do not have a breaker confirmed yet. In fact, just give me just a couple minutes. I'll be right back. Okay, we'll have the macro again in another 4 minutes. We'll see if during that time frame, maybe we can confirm this breaker here. All right, another 30 seconds or so, and then we're just a couple minutes away. So this 3 minute candle is finishing up now, and we'll jump into the next one. All right, Splash. We'll catch you later. See you next time. I'm not sure why it's selling off. Pray and trade. I'm not sure. Um, we had mixed results this morning on the news. So there was a positive, especially on the consumer spending. Um, let's see, what was the other news event? So it was retail sales was up much more than they had anticipated, but the manufacturing index was down more than they thought. So the future of manufacturing, I think they're saying that orders are down. However, if you look at just retail sales and how people are spending their money, it looks like orders are up. So at least in currently. Um, so so what it was doing is the dollar was buying up this morning. Earlier, it was just running up, which sent prices lower. And now we see dollar pulling back this hour, which is also why we're seeing bullish momentum on the indices. So it could be a delayed reaction or kind of a two-parter where the good news about retail sales drove the dollar up. And then the manufacturing poor news is what's driving the dollar down now. So it ran up to a level it needed to get to, and then maybe now it's going to retrace back into the range. But we'll see. We're in the macro now, so let's see if price goes and confirms this breaker. That would be excellent if it could do that. Oops. Oh, 40 likes. Okay, I know we can do better than that. Come on, everyone. I know we can do better than just 40 likes on the stream this morning. Oh, Shark, good morning. Welcome. Previous day low at some point today. Yeah, that's probably likely, Queen. 748, 1103. Okay, let's check that one out. I see. Here, it traded below, sweeping the low. Yep. Traded above. Would have confirmed on this candle. Yep, 1133. Traded back in. Yep, 1142, 1145, 1148, and then there it is, taking off. There's a good point, Queen, good point. And we have the breaker, so that would have been the unicorn. So it would have basically set up like this. So this would have been the unicorn setup. Traded back into the fair value gap on 3 consecutive candles and then out. Sweet. Yep. Didn't notice that one. I was looking at the one that was a little bit higher. And this one hopefully will also create a fair value gap, giving another unicorn. Yeah, it could. It could. But let's see if we get there first at 231. Yep. Yeah, I think for me, Queen, missing that one is because, you identify it once, you see the break of the low, and you start seeing it break back in, and you're waiting for it to take the high, but then it breaks and takes another low, which then reset where the breaker could form. Once it makes a new low, then you could actually have a new level. And that was yeah, part of what I missed as well. And so that's a good find and a learning moment as well, for whenever a new low is created, that you should reassess where your breaker is forming. All right, that's more like it. We have 54 likes. That's a little bit better. All right, Molly, take care. We'll see you tomorrow morning. All right. Jamie Rivera from Ecuador. Good morning. How are you? We're in, well, a lot of us, but people are all over the world watching this feed, but I'm in the US, on the western portion of the US. And currently I'm using Topstep as the broker. Yep. All right, everyone. That's going to do it for our morning session. It's now 12 o'clock. So it's lunchtime on the East Coast, New York time. So I'm going to take a 1 hour break. We'll be back at 1300. If you have already subscribed, you know that there's an invitation out there already. If you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so. That ensures that you get the invitation as well as the reminders. And for everyone, whether you are subscribed or not, if you can do me a favor and hit the like button on your way out, that would do me a tremendous favor, and I'd be very much appreciative. I'm going to take an hour break, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Take care.